tired of sitting around the house. I'm tired of sitting around the house. There's always a line. And everybody up to the sky.
Chris Gethard here. Welcome to another episode of Chris Gethard Presents. And as you can see in my face, I am overwhelmed and stressed out. The past hour of my life being here trying to set up this madness has been truly stressful. Wanted to say a couple things before we get started. There's a person hosting this show tonight who is near and dear to my heart. Before I get into that, I want to let you know about the Chris Gethard Show, some things that happened, because apparently it's coming back tonight. Now, during the last season of the Chris Gethard Show on True TV, this is very true, I was at one point forced to fly to California to a very fancy tennis resort. This is true. The whole point was we had to schmooze advertisers. A lot of the people who had shows in the network were there. I wound up playing doubles tennis. My partner was Sal Vulcano from the Impractical Jokers, old friend of mine, great guy. Our first match was against a guy who buys ads for Samsung and his wife. The whole thing, this is true, was organized by Sean Spicer's brother, the guy who used to be Donald Trump's mouthpiece. And to be fair, very, very nice guy. You don't get to choose your family. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. But that being said, when you're playing tennis, a sport you do not play, to schmooze ad reps, and it's all organized by a close relative of someone whose job it is to normalize a fascist regime, it's fair to say maybe the priorities of the Chris Gethard Show were not really in sync with that network at that point. But luckily for all of us, Robby Hoffman texted me a few months back saying, I host TCGS now. I did not know what this maniac meant, so I just said, go for it. And she then mounted the show in Los Angeles. She called it the Chris Gethard Show. I was confused, a little upset. When I announced CCP, she texted me that day. She said she's flying out to New York. She's going to stage the Chris Gethard Show again. Just yesterday, she informed me I will be a guest on tonight's show. This whole thing's very weird and uncomfortable, but it's funny. But that really sums up Robby to me. Robby's brain does not work like mine or yours. I once read 800 writing packets because I know how it feels to put the work into something and not have it read. And out of those 800, the stranger I'd never met, Robby Hoffman, hers was the most interesting one. She is brilliant. She is hilarious. She is very hard to handle. Now, at this point, I usually say this is not the Chris Gethard Show, but I guess tonight it is. People of the world, this is the Chris Gethard Show.
Robby's gonna call Gethard out on everything he did wrong on his show and fix it. I'm still Murph, and I'm still drunk. Now, give it up for your host of the Chris Gethard Show, Robby Hoffman.
The official Chris Gethard Show with Robby Hoffman. Is that a better host already? We barely even have time for the show because did he do a 12-minute monologue? Can he give it up already? The man has $1.5 million and he's taking time from me. By the way, he seemed like he was so into giving me the show. He threatened to sue me. You don't think I got papers? I got papers and I recycled them because I'm a good person. I'm a good person. We barely even have time for the show, but thank you for coming to the show. You know, they go with a big, first of all, can I sit down? Permission? Is that nice? First of all, what do you think of these pants? Are they Calvin Klein? Are they Calvin Klein? Look for them on Etsy soon, okay? They're not cheap. Anyway, you know, they're always passing on these big shows. The Tonight Show, we remember that one, right? It was Johnny Carson, then it went to Jay Leno, then Fallon. Say what you will. Okay, but why can't we pass on the Chris Gethard Show? He got it canceled, I didn't. Okay, so we're passing on the Chris Gethard Show. I had to take it into my own hands. And by the way, he could sue me for the name. It's not worth much. Okay, so that's it. First of all, who's excited to be here? Who here thinks the Holocaust actually happened? I mean, come on. Who here thinks the Jews killed Jesus? We have no proof. Why would we kill another Jew? That doesn't make sense. Man of the yarmulke. I like to start on a positive note. A lot of people know me. I'm a very positive person. But we have, first of all, something I'm doing. I got cue cards. You know, you see late night hosts? I have cue cards. Everybody wants me to do prompter. I said, excuse me, I'm a real talk show host. And I do my cue cards. Thank you very much. But everybody here, and also a talk show host, they always do housekeeping. They always have so much housekeeping. I never did housekeeping. You know, I thought it was for your house. But they're always like, oh, there's housekeeping, there's lights, there's this. We have no housekeeping for real. So do whatever you want. If you have to take a call, by the way, take a call. What do we do? We're doing something. We're doing a segment. I have to warn you, at some point in this hour, Gethard, that cheap Jew, never gave anything away. Did he? Come on. Come on. I can say it. And I'm happy. I want to make this a giveaway show. Remember, I want to make this a giveaway show. Okay? I'm flipping what people think of Jewish people. We're giving away things for free. I mean, I'm selling these pants on Etsy, but everything else. Everything else. So we're doing watch time. Now listen up. At some point in this hour, a buzzer will sound. It's watch time. I have hit a nice-ass watch somewhere in this studio. Okay, and I pulled the tag off so they can't even return it, which they wanted to with their budget. You know, I don't want to brag, but I'm making $5 US for this show tonight. I don't want to brag. Gethard pays his talent. That's what he told me. Anyway, so at one point, it'll sound. You have 1 minute to find this watch. You can keep the watch if you find a very expensive watch, by the way. Okay? Now, so help me God, if somebody finds it a second after a minute and tries to keep it, we're calling the police. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I'm not fucking around. Now, we're Collins, right? By the way, I give excellent advice, but to lesbians only. So this is the thing. We're bringing back, it was a big hit in LA, we're doing dyke advice. Is that an important resource? Is that a nice resource? So if you are a dyke and in a predicament of any kind, call us up and I will help you. I could be charging major money for this, okay? But I'm giving my services back to the community, okay? I don't go to Pride because I don't like the idea of being in a crowd and somebody should come and blow it up. But this is what I do instead. You call me and I will help you. I'm not marching in any kind of a crowd. Straight people should march for us. You go risk your life. Thank you. I'm doing enough. I'm doing enough. That's how I feel about the Women's March. Men, you go out. I gotta go out there in the sun. I burn, okay? SPF 50. And I forget spots. The ears, who's remembering the ears? So we're going to do dyke advice. Here's the phone number. They gave it to me today. It's 212. If it's long distance for you, guys, come on. Get a better plan. 212-757-1393. If you are a lesbian, queer, of any kind. 212-757-1393. Okay? Should we take? We're not taking a call yet, are we? I have more housekeeping. Hold on. Housekeeping. Oh, yeah, this is a big housekeep. We've made changes. Here on the Gethard Show, okay? Some people were promoted and some people were demoted. Okay, is what it is. First of all, is that failed talent booker Cotner still here? Cotner, are you here? You said attending online. Sit down. He doesn't have intro music. They don't even give him intro music.
That's fine.
Now, a lot of people
late.
don't
That's
know
okay.
this, but between him and Gethard, why do you think Gethard's not on the air anymore? Method Man is not talking to him. He harassed. I heard harassment.
Yeah.
Texting personal.
Yeah.
2 a.m. is not a time to text Method Man. He's
okay.
with his wife. It's sick. Anyway, some say we're demoting Cotner, and some say we're promoting him. I think it's the former. I think, you know what? We're replacing the hula hoop lady with Patrick Cotner. Okay. Make a little hula dance. Make a hula dance.
Do you have a hula
No,
hoop?
just try, imagine. Improv.
Here?
Improv, let's see, right up here. Oh. Sit down. It's way worse than I thought. Sit down.
Yeah,
Nobody.
okay, great.
That's a Me Too.
Yep.
I didn't even realize our first Me Too. It's the first pilot. Anyway, Cotner, I said when you said, "Can I please help you on your show?"
Never
I
said
said,
it.
"You know what? We like greenery. As a lesbian, we take to greenery.
Yeah.
And I would like to, this is the plant he shows up with. Does everybody see this plant? The Holocaust of plants, am I wrong? So you know what, Connor, you know what you're gonna do?
What?
Stay here,
Okay.
because I'm doing our sponsorship. Now, I can't say this on air. Gethard has warned me that with another lawsuit. But if you guys know what it is, you can say it. I don't know if that's true. But is that good water? I call this the Spitta. Our official sponsors, all guests will get free Spitta filtered water. Is that portable? Is that portable? What is this called? I can't say it, but maybe you can. What is this called? Water. Yeah, let's start chanting. I'm gonna send Spitta, and you chant whatever you think it's called. 1, 2, 3. Spitta, 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 Spitta. Who wants to try? Okay, we don't have enough. We have this for everybody. They don't have a budget. Okay, here you go. Look, Oliver Twist here in the middle, okay? Please, sir. Is that delicious? We'll give one more person. You seem reluctant. Who wants? Okay, I want a female perspective, Oliver. Okay,
Robby?
tell me how that is.
Do you still need me?
Yes, sit there. Is that delicious? Okay, Cotner,
Yeah.
you don't get any Spitta water.
I get it.
What you get is a water for the plant. I
Oh,
want you
good.
to take the plant,
Yeah.
okay, and the water, and I want you to revive it by the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay, go over there and use your flashlight from your phone to give it light. Go.
I'm so glad.
Cotner the plant man. By the way, I don't trust the Spitta, so I have my own bottled water.
Can we have some water?
Guys, you're not on yet. You're not on yet. Do you see this? What is it? It's not wet lips. Tight lips. Is that sexy? I mean, they're a lesbian band, but they're not lesbians. You know what I mean? Okay, do they really want water? You can share 1 cup. Okay? First of all, tell everyone how it is.
Thank you.
The band always wants airtime. You find that? Okay. Okay, we have more housekeeping, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, yes. This is a giveaway show. Is that nice? Is this what a plant should look like? Is that a succulent? Now, succulents, it's a big deal, right? It's, first of all, who doesn't have a girlfriend and wants a girlfriend here? Oliver, I know. Who else? Who is trying to date? Nobody's trying, yeah. Okay, well, what if a girl came home and she saw this? Does that spruce up your place? Does that spruce up your place? This is what a plant Cotner should look like. Green. We are giving this away to somebody who needs to spruce up their place. Is there anyone else? Anybody else need a spruce? You have a nice, you don't have a nice place, I can tell. Okay, what's your living situation? How many people are you living with?
2 other people.
You were unsure. Is there maybe a third?
I can't remember.
How many people are you living with?
3.
Oh my God. Should we start the show? Are we ready for that? Oh my God. Maybe, hey, is that thing working in the back, the monitor? It's not moving, but I think we're starting the show. I'm starting whether you want to or not. There we go, Tom, in the back. Give it up for Tom. He fell asleep. Budget for the show, $250 USD. Okay, that's what I'll tweet about. Getting $5. Is that nice for an hour of work? You want to talk about equal pay. Gethard's not for it. I'll say that. I'll say that because he made $1.5 million and I'm getting 5. Is that equal to you for the same show? I don't think so. Let's hit the phone. Should we start with a call? Okay, do we have anyone on the line yet?
Only boys.
Identifying as lesbians? Let's get one up. Who do we have? Robby? Robby like me? Robby, are you there
Hello?
from Portland? Of course somebody from Portland thinks he's a lesbian. Robby, are you
Hello?
there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You identify as a lesbian?
Well, I mean, I'm bisexual. I don't know. That gets me sort of in the ballpark, right?
No, it doesn't. Are you scissoring? You're not scissoring, are you?
I could be. You don't know my life.
You can't be scissoring. No, I know. Listen, Robby, between Robby to Robby, I know scissoring. I invented it, okay? Now, listen, you identify as a lesbian? Have you dated lesbians? Robby?
Hello?
Oh! Who's this? Are you Robby's lesbian girlfriend?
No, this is Lou in D.C.
Lou, you know my cousin's from D.C. He came in today.
Oh, damn. I've only been here for like a month.
That's all I know about D.C. Lou, are you a lesbian?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're rock and rolling. Lou, by the way, this is my therapist. I take a nicer stand. How may I help you?
Oh, gosh. Let's see where to start. I just moved to D.C. and I don't know. And also, I'm really anxious
You don't know who?
about. I don't know any lesbians, and also I'm really anxious about taking anyone home because I live in like a basement with a family.
Oh, is it your family? Whose family is this?
It's a family friend, and I'm subletting their basement apartment.
And they're upstairs. Do you have your own entrance?
I do not. That's the problem.
Do you have a succulent in your room?
I do. I
You
do
have-
have a succulent.
Well, that's good for dykes. We invented the succulent. Okay,
Yeah,
it's no coincidence that it's popular all of a sudden. We've been doing it for 5-6 years now. Okay, so Lou, first of all, you don't really have a problem because you're not meeting anyone to bring home.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Right, so there's a logic bump in your issue. I think what you have is a fantasy situation. You have a situation wherein you want to have this predicament, and it's a very fair dream. I think. Have you ever been with a girl?
Yes, and to be fair, there is a girl who might come down from New York next weekend.
Do you have any kesef? You have any money?
I've got a little bit.
What, are you working for the Trump government? What do they pay over there?
God, no. Jesus.
Okay, well, you know what? If you're very embarrassed, first of all, go for dinner, do something nice, and you can get an Airbnb, but you have to be careful with Airbnbs too. Yeah, some of the sheet situations in these Airbnbs. As a lesbian, I mean, how many sheets do we have? I got a lot of sets of sheets. I feel like I got 19 sets of sheets. Okay, you want to talk scissoring? I feel like I'm flipping the bed like I worked there. We're ready to go again. Okay, well, listen, if you can't, do you have your own room or basement?
Own room. Own room.
I'm sure they wanted me to be on the call with you for 9 minutes. What I'll say is, see if you even hit it off with her, and if you have to bring it home, if you have to bring her home, you know, you'll have to bring her home. Just make sure you put music on in the background. I suggest the Cranberries, but whatever you're into. Thank you for calling, Lou. That's good
Thank
advice.
you.
Did I give great advice? Okay, we're moving on. I think we have our first guest. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. Is he not moving? He's not moving back there. It's the promo first. Oh, it's the promo. That's why I didn't even want to do it. Okay, well, this is really crazy that they're making me do this. But as if Gethard didn't take enough time off the top for my show, now he's having me do Joe and Rachel's promo for next week's episode because apparently they can't do their own promo like I did. Okay, and you want to talk about silencing women. Murph, get us out of here.
All right, don't go away, kiddos. I know I won't because it feels good to be back at M&N.
Wow, thank you so much, Robby.
Oh my
Hello,
God.
hello.
Wow.
You know, it's your old pal Joe Rummerl here. You might know me as a guy who loves cartoons and Christmas time.
Yes, and I am Rachel Pegram, a noted lover of eating ass and getting my ass eaten.
But there's one thing we both love, and that
each other.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. Am I right?
Okay, but look at us stealing and hogging all of the love. It's disgusting. It's nasty.
I mean, when there's only so much of it in this godforsaken city to go around, huh? Shame on us.
That's why we've decided to help New York find romance live on the air next week when we host chemistry class.
Real folks like you going on live blind dates with comedians like us.
If you are in NYC, come on down and we will set your ass up with one of our very funny friends.
And if you're watching from home, call in to help our contestants along, because let's face it, blind dates are the most fun when you're not the one on them. Am I right, folks?
All right, finding love isn't rocket science. It's
chemistry class. Next week on CGP. Be there, folks.
Yes.
Huh? Come on back for it. That was a good line, that last one, right?
Okay.
That was pretty good.
It was
right?
something.
Did you like it?
You did write
Wrote it for you.
for us. The second time
See
I've
you
seen
next week, folks.
Are we kidding? Who has time for Robby Hoffman show? How many minutes is that? I had to hang up on a lesbian in need for that. Do you see this? The Chris Gethard Show with Robby Hoffman. I mean, we wouldn't, if it was up to me, that promo we'd cut, eh? Exactly. First of all, now we have a very special, I'm sure you can imagine how amazing it is to work with me. Who here wants to work with me? Who here? Would that be a dream? Okay, you don't think I got ideas? I got ideas. We're working. You know her. You know her from working with me. You know her from sharing a cubicle with me. You know her from hating having Chris Gethard as a boss. You know her from Broad City. Please welcome Holocaust denier NICOLE DRESPEL. Yes, this is the worst thing you've ever done.
It's such
Wait,
a
let me
bad
offer
idea.
you. Let me offer you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was standing back
Generous.
there and I realized, it's a half pour.
Okay.
I was standing back there and I realized I'm making myself vulnerable to your whims on live television, and I'm in a panic like I've never been in my life.
First of all, you look better than ever. I see you've upgraded the shoes.
I did upgrade the shoes.
Okay.
Pay less clothes so I can't get Airwalks anymore, so I have to get Converse.
Okay, I've been telling her for years, get Converse. By the way, I don't think we can say Converse, but we're saying them. It's too late now. And I don't know if we can say Nike, but I'm saying it because Nike makes the insoles of Converse. Is that more comfortable than the Airwalk? I mean, who's seen an Airwalk since '93 anyway? It's a miracle she was finding them. So what was it like working with me? Because I think we have a picture of how happy you were, and well, they'll get that up when they can. But you look pretty content working with me. We shared a cubicle. You have a lot of alcohol on the desk. Is that to deal with me, or what was that?
No, I think those were gifts. Those might have been gifts.
I never got a gift. Okay.
Yeah. You asked a very open-ended question.
Okay, great. Well, I don't know why I didn't get a gift. Now I'm feeling a little peeved about that. Were they from Gethard?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Why won't you let me? First of all, NICOLE is Jewish.
She's not. She's not, and I know what my lower third was.
What was your lower third?
My lower third, you texted me this, was self-hating Jew, and I said, fine.
Do you think that's right? She won't let me throw her a bar mitzvah. I mean, a bat mitzvah. I mean, you could stand to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Who's saying no to a bat mitzvah?
It feels like stolen valor.
Listen, you're going to come on here and use these big words. Okay, like nobody else. So will you let me teach you how to drive?
Yeah, sure.
I've totaled only one car.
Okay.
Okay, and it wasn't my fault. I mean, I could have been looking. You know, first of all, 9 out of 10 times I'm looking. So assuming you caught me one day I wasn't looking. I told insurance, I said, yeah, I'm going to try and look more. I did give them my word. They're not very happy with me.
No, they can't do anything with that.
I think I called them on the show.
No, you call them during work hours.
They close at 5. Right? So
that, I will say, a serious answer, the biggest thing I remember about working with you, besides the emotional terrorism, was you took so many administrative phone calls at your desk.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm also Canadian. Okay, so imagine my taxes. Okay, and Canada has a weird clock. They're working on weird hours. You can't always be calling them.
That's not true. They're in the same time zone as us. You're from the
Nobody
East
knows
Coast.
that. We don't know that. I have not seen that.
You were so mad when you found out how American taxes work. You were and you were up and down the hallways.
Oh, I became Republican.
You did. You did. You said I'm Republican now. You said I'm Republican. No more gay
I'm
marriage.
I'm gonna suck dick now. Which, by the way, I did twice,
right.
and I got the tip in. Is that nice? That's an effort. I did the tip, but when I was doing it, so the guy that I was doing with it, well, by the way, I think he was very big. He was certainly this big, like wide. I could see the clock on his counter, and I knew the bus schedule like that. So I started doing it. He said, actually, you're doing such a great job. I hope you don't quit now. And I said, actually, I got to grab the bus. And then 6 minutes later, I went from his dick to the bus. Is that, yeah. So I considered it because I was paying all these taxes but not getting any services. At least in Canada, you had health care or something. But now, what was I getting? The hot subway that cancels every 2 seconds. Anyway, but I was relatively easygoing.
No, that's not true. You can't have thought I was going to answer yes to that question.
Well, I'm more laid back than you.
For sure.
Okay, so then why am I not easygoing?
Okay, I guess, yeah, if we're grading on a curve and I'm the curve. I also was more easygoing before your season.
Is this sick?
Is this sick?
What do you, first of all, I was a new writer. Nicole, big fancy coming from Broad City, right? Had all this, so I was paired on a script with her.
Oh,
now,
no.
the script format that they use for Gethard Show is whacked out, okay? They've never seen another show in their life. Suddenly, they're inventing the wheel again. Okay, now my ideas were excellent, unmatched, some would say. But you had to put them in this format. Nicole went ahead. I was a little slower than her because I was getting used to their fucked up things. Nicole went ahead and did my parts. Is that passive aggressive?
It might just be aggressive.
Remember, you were mad at me.
I was mad at you when you left for hours to meditate.
Who is not meditating? It helps my work. It helps my work. A clear head. Okay, Gethard, first of all, there was sexism because I meditated, but a male guy meditated. And sure, yes, he fell asleep through it, but I was always yelled at for my meditating. Granted, I did request full silence for 20 minutes only twice a day. What? I'm meditating, and then how sharp am I in that room? We have call-in topics with me? Okay, if you had to sleep with a member of your family, who would it be and why? Okay, if you had to sleep with her mother, what position? If you had to. I mean, you don't get these gold ideas without a clear mind. And I encouraged you to meditate to have some better ideas too.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And did you ever get into meditating?
I do. I meditate now.
Okay!
It takes me 7.5 minutes.
Okay, well, you're not doing a good meditation. That's why you're still the way you are.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's
okay,
fair.
Nicole, do you have any... You've come in very negative. You've come in very antagonistic.
That's fair.
Okay, dare I say homophobic. Anyway, do you have any nice things to say? I mean, I really helped your career, I feel like.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember the end of our first week? This is like a real memory. This is like not a zinger. Do you remember the end of our first week? You and I were both in the elevator on Friday, and it was
wrote
going
about
down.
Me in your diary.
That's not the story that I'm telling.
Oh.
But remember, we looked at each other, and I was like, I don't feel like I only met you a week ago. And you were like, same.
Yeah, because you're
that's
Jewish,
a nice
and
memory.
Jews all know each other. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Take the water.
Thank you so much.
Take the water.
Thank you.
Was that a guess? Was that a guess? What? Oh, Dyke. Speak to me, oh Dyke. Oh, Scissor Queen, what hath you to say? Dearest Dyke, do not ghost me now. Oh, Dara. Dara, New York.
Can you hear me?
Dara. Yes, how are you, Dara?
Hi. I'm good. It's Sarah.
Oh, he wrote Dara.
That's a nice name. It's not my
Our
name.
prompter guy had a couple shots earlier. You gotta give him a sec. Okay,
That's
Sarah.
okay.
By the way, my middle name is Sarah. Is that nice? Are you
Well,
with an
I'm
H?
Jewish.
Are you with an H
I'm
or without an
Jewish.
H?
With an H.
With an H. We're not animals. Okay.
No.
Sarah, my scissor queen, what have
Yes.
you to ask me? I am all ears and ready to help. Which
So I have a very complicated on-off situation with a British Army lesbian.
with a
I'd
British
really
former
like
lesbian?
She's an army. She's in the British Army.
They're
So I
not up to
describe her
much
as a
there.
British
Okay.
Army lesbian. Yeah. So I'd really like for it to be on, but she's conflicted, and I don't know what to do.
What is she conflicted about?
She just doesn't know if she wants it to be like a relationship.
You got to get out now. It's over.
Okay.
You don't want somebody
All
who
right.
doesn't want you.
You're right.
It will
That's
never
right.
work.
That's fair.
Also, she lives in London. That flight is brutal.
That's
Have you
also
done
fair.
that flight?
I have. I'm half British.
Okay, but you're doing a 6. It's a nightmare. That turbulence over
It's a
Iceland,
nightmare.
forget it.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Get out. It's a blessing in disguise. You'll thank me. Send me a gift, please.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you for calling Sarah from New York. Get rid of her. Ghost her immediately. Get out while you can. Wow, am I helpful? I like the Lord's work, truly. Okay. We almost didn't even have time for our next guest because he took up so much time off the top and then forced me to do that promo for next week, which nobody needed. But you just heard how amazing it is. What am I looking? Oh, you're just pointing. You just heard how amazing it is. You're pointing. Nobody knows if you're pointing to me, dude in an orange shirt. I'm cueing me. I'll tell you who's cueing. We almost didn't even have time, okay, for this mega millionaire. Okay, now you just heard what it was like to work with me. Does that sound nice? Imagine what it's like to have me as an employee. Heaven, right? Without further ado, former host, Chris Gethard. Now, what happened to your glasses?
I've started dabbling with contacts.
It's a weird look for you, man. Is that throwing you off? As a glasses person, you've abandoned us.
You're a bully. You bullied Nicole, and you started out by saying...
Nicole, I bullied Nicole. Who was a bully on the show?
You! Every day!
Okay. Gethard, you've come on very antagonistic and, dare I say, anti-Semitic. What was it like? You know, I think that the show really took off once I got there. What was it like? Granted, we were also canceled, but I blame him for that. You'll notice towards the end of the season, he started putting me on more, and did we have good ratings? Okay, and so he could have put me on sooner. Okay, anyway, how was it like having me as, I consider myself, you know, one of the team.
Yeah.
So what was it like having me as an employee?
I will say, I'll answer very genuinely from the heart. I think you had really brilliant ideas. That's why I hired you. I did not know you, and I was pretty intent on hiring people I was familiar with.
Nepotism.
More like New York comedians, but your package shined so much. You had brilliant ideas, and you did pitch so many ideas. I will say that I talked with JD earlier today about you doing this. He did remind me you're the only employee in the history of the Gethard Show that he had to have a talk about sexual harassment with.
What was that
True.
about?
I also remember I had to bring you into my office, and I felt so uncomfortable because you mentioned you had this idea. If you had to fuck one of your family members, who would it be? Who would it be and why? No, this is a separate talking to. And I had to bring you into my office and say, everyone in the writer's room is telling you they're uncomfortable. And you pitch this 3 times a week.
Excuse me, people answered.
And
you answered.
Well, because I begged you. I said, if you have to
Should
pitch
we say
it.
who you answered?
Listen, no.
His own ends.
I didn't say that.
He's known her his whole life.
That wasn't even my answer, you liar. wasn't
It
your
was weird.
answer. You
It was weird.
Robby, I said to you though, I go, if you insist on pitching this, I said, we're never gonna do it. If you insist on pitching it, you can't every time make everyone go around the room and answer. You can't. It's uncomfortable. Everyone's uncomfortable.
Okay, is it sexual harassment to threaten to Me Too 3 to 4 guys a day? So sue me. Sue me.
You complained so much.
What did I complain about?
The craft services table.
That was abysmal.
The snacks table.
That was abysmal.
They
no,
went in.
excuse me.
You complained about the
Holocaust.
bathrooms. You once, and I forget when this was revealed to me, and this has been brought up before.
It
Who
was
brought this
brought up. Greg
You
talked
once
about
complained
the toilet.
endlessly about someone dropping an entire roll of toilet paper in a toilet, and it was later revealed to be you.
Hey, listen. First of all, no window in the washroom.
You had been complaining for hours.
I asked the building super if he could build a little window.
You wanted to knock down walls for you.
Knock down a wall. Do you not need a window in the bathroom? I mean, is it barbaric? I think it was against code. He's lucky I didn't need to him for the windows. It could have been a situation where you can't breathe in a bathroom like that. And the men's bathroom, don't even get me started.
That's very true.
The wafting coming out of that
That
thing.
was not, we all know who that was.
Can we say?
It was Rob Malone.
Rob Malone. I don't
And occasionally
know.
Keith Haskell.
Okay, great.
Hallie sends her love, by the way. Hallie's sorry she couldn't be here.
Okay, we've had good times with Gethard. Okay, but I want to talk about where it all began. Back when you were a more positive person 6 minutes ago, we were talking about my fantastic packet.
You had great ideas.
There was one idea that really stood out.
There was an idea that got you hired on the show. I still
What
think
was that
about
idea?
It was so funny. It was so different than anything else I read. It was I read, I forget if it was 600 or 800 packets. And the idea that I never forgot from any packet, I mean, Will Miles had a great idea in his.
It's not about Will right now.
Your idea, the idea that you had that got you hired was you said, look, I have this cousin. I don't know him all that well.
I have the pitch.
His name's Daniel Latovsky.
Yes.
Why don't you have him just come and host your show one night? And I did say at that
They say everybody has a story. So do they or do they not? Here's an experiment, the Daniel Latovsky show. Here's how it read. We bring my cousin, Daniel Latovsky, onto the show. There is nothing particularly remarkable about him. I've met him like twice, but I'm constantly curious about what he's up to. He's from Vermont, is like 28 and balding, and I think Republican now. Though he grew up in a family of hippies. He seems super nice too, which is conflicting for me. He's my cousin. He's also just someone's cousin. Let's bring him on the show.
That was the pitch that got you hired. Brilliant pitch.
Now, without further ado, this is my show now. You've run it to the ground enough with your insane claims in your one interview. I mean, is he really grasping for attention? It's getting really desperate. The show ends, and now he's making false claims about different people pooing in the back. I mean, it's just really low. Without further ado, do you mind moving up? What is that skeleton? Did you bring that?
I
don't want that near me.
I think this is from the set of the Gethard Show.
Oh, I didn't, yeah. Why don't you give it to her? Can we bring on? I invited my cousin, Daniel Latovsky. Look at that!
Right on. All right.
Wow, Daniel! Why is he, first of all, Daniel, your beard looks great. I didn't know you had a beard.
I do.
And we both wear glasses.
Yes,
you
we
didn't
do.
offer either one of us water, by the way.
I will offer Daniel water, but you're okay.
There's been a lot of
salacious
talk about
claims.
this water.
I Me Too'd him once, and it's a sexual harassment.
Here goes.
Over the mangoes. Okay. Because I wanted mangoes,
And water.
but I didn't want sugary mangoes. I wanted the organic, the non-sugared ones. I mean, it's like eating poison, the sugared ones. Anyway, so I threatened to write an article on Medium.com. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay. Daniel, how are you?
Doing great.
Where do you live? In Vermont?
I live in Arlington, Virginia. It's about 2 miles outside of D.C.
Do you work for Trump?
I do not.
Okay. Did the balding thing upset you?
It did not,
Because
but
Chris is also balding. Men bald. Men bald. There's one behind you. I mean, men are balding. Is it a weird thing for men to? I don't hang with men. So
Did
it's
you
a weird
always
thing.
live in Virginia and she thought you lived in Vermont? Was that ever true that you lived in Vermont?
I did grow up in Vermont,
Got
but
it.
I've been in Virginia for about 13 years. So.
He doesn't write me.
And I'm 31, so it's like, you know, 3 years.
Okay, I knew you were about, first of all,
Yeah.
28, 31. Is that close? I have to know, what hospital were you born in? Do you have a girlfriend?
I do not, no.
Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Now, you're Republican.
It's,
Liz, we're a very friendly crowd.
well, these are interesting.
I mean, these are the things I know
Yeah,
about
these are
you.
really interesting. These are real.
Watch side! Watch side! Watch side! Watch side! Look! Found it! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
That's long tongue Phil.
Guys! Sit! Wait, Daniel, stay!
Oh, man. I thought I could.
Daniel,
You've been insulting him.
I was
not
really
insulting,
excited
he's
for it
not
to be
insulting.
watch time and not
Wait,
like
well,
the
will you do
Republican
the
stuff.
honors? Will you do the honors? What's this? They give you a mic? No. Wait, will you give the honors?
This is long tongue Phil. He's a real big part of the
Put
Gethard
long
Show.
time Phil. Will you put the watch on long time Phil?
Of course, Phil. Of course,
It's not gay. It's not gay.
Of course.
you-
Robbie, don't let him do
left
magic. He's
hand?
gonna try to make the watch disappear.
Look at that. That's
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Great. Is that giveaways? $12 that watch. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. Stainless steel. That'll last a lifetime, but you got to be careful the ones that pinch your hair. That's a nightmare. How haven't they fixed that yet? How long are they making these watches and they're still doing pinching? I mean, the people should be ashamed of themselves.
Can we go?
Yes, wait. No, you're staying. Daniel, anything else?
I'm good. I feel really in the hot seat. I'm
Great.
getting it about the hairline, the Republican
You look
stuff.
great.
You look great.
Daniel,
Thank
give
you.
it up for Daniel.
Thank you.
If you want to date with Daniel, stay after the show. Okay, stay after the show. By the way, my cousin Erin Latovsky is in the back too, but you don't deserve her, so that's it.
Robbie, you made that man drive all the way from Washington, D.C. for that amount of airtime?
Excuse me, he's getting $5 USD, like everybody else. Like everybody else. Gethard, now I want to get serious a second. Okay, I had some amazing ideas you mentioned. Okay, I have some of them here.
I remember the idea I think of, because I think of those days in the writer's room, a lot of fondness, and I do remember probably the idea you had that makes me laugh the most. I don't know why, you had better ideas, but I remember the one that you pitched that made me giggle so hard, and I still giggle when I think about it.
What is it?
Is it okay if I do an impression of you pitching it?
It's for sure anti-Semitic.
I knew that was coming. Is it okay with you, though? Because it's only funny if it's done in your voice.
Sure.
Nicole, you may remember this one. Do you remember this one? Because you thought, here's my thing, it's not, it's a pretty good idea. You thought this was gonna like light the fucking room on fire. You go, so, the Macy's Day Parade.
Oh, yeah.
They think they have all the balloons. But, my friends, they do not have a human fish balloon. And we were all sitting there like, yeah, there might be something. I mean, we're not going to be able to get a balloon made and put it in the parade. And you were like, and then for like all your ideas, any idea you had that got rejected. Oh, Nicole, you mentioned me. 11 days of endless fucking angst and complaint. The idea, it's like, Robbie, we can't build an 80-foot balloon of the human fish. And
He
get
would say, sky's the limit.
Also,
Is that
Nicole
not sky's the
refused. You
limit?
said, Nicole, come here, and she stood still.
Nicole, come here. This is ridiculous, these claims. It was a good idea.
There was a
and
great
I think
idea.
that
It
we
makes me
put-
laugh. They
I
do
have
not
to
have
go.
a human fish balloon. I never forgot you saying that. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do. Yes, that was like week 3, and we realized that she's probably out.
Crazy person.
Well, I threatened if they tried to even fire me. Would I go? Oh, I had my letters ready. And for your anti-Semitic impression, I hope that goes viral, by the way. Guys, do what you can, because if you thought his career was over before, imagine now with this viral impression.
Jesus. You're so mean. I plucked you out of the Canadian tundra.
Here he goes with the man savior. Male savior complex.
Been nominated for an Emmy
No,
Award.
you hadn't been nominated before you were with it.
I was.
You got nominated during your run on the Gethard Show, which
I was
made all of us
nominated.
furious.
You don't think I have a daytime Emmy? I should have
You
brought
are
it
an
here.
Emmy winner.
Emmy winner.
Congratulations.
Not from this show.
I believe I've seen photos on Instagram of you placing guacamole in it and eating.
Yes, she's very helpful, the Emmy. I encourage you all get one and enjoy it. Now, Nicole, you may remember these too. But first of all, they had a handheld mic before.
Well, no, I could
but
put
then
it
when
back
they threw you on, they gave you, like, what is the tech? I just try and understand television every time I do it.
No,
Didn't it make
really,
more sense to throw
has
it
a
back on with that? No,
microphone.
she has it, but it was not easy.
She took it.
I took
You
it
saw
off.
her dealing with it.
I can't believe I'm back. I thought if I
Does Daniel want to come
You
back?
haven't even talked to poor
Wait,
Murph
I
one
want
time.
Daniel to come back too. Can we get another chair? Give Daniel the handheld.
Murph, how
Move
are you?
over. Gethard, move over. I can't see you back there.
I'm making room for Latovsky.
Okay, this is my cousin Daniel Latowski. Does he look good? Does he look good? By the way, big feet, ladies. You know what that means. Okay.
He just nodded yes.
Yeah, listen, he's a good guy. I mean, minus the Republican and the voting against gays and all that stuff.
Robby, you always insisted that I was Jewish as well for a long time. Is that why you asked me to do the?
Are you not Jewish? You did tell me you were.
I did not tell you I was. I certainly didn't.
You told me you were.
I told you I wasn't like at least a dozen times. You refused to believe.
Wait, you told me you were or you weren't?
I was not. I am not.
That doesn't happen.
So that is why you
happen.
asked.
You know what? All this, by the way, you guys can deny being Jewish all you want. The Holocaust will come and find your ass. Listen, I got dibs on a couple addicts. Okay, I've already been scouting for the Trump Holocaust.
Look at people's faces. The horror and shock.
Because you're not wearing your glasses. It's scary. Everyone. You're scaring the shit out of everyone. Okay.
You know I'm going to go home and think about that.
First of all, before we get into that, yes, Cotner, how you doing with the plans?
I ran out of water immediately.
What? Okay, come back quickly. We don't have a lot of time for you to revive it. It looks terrible.
I'm so glad I got here at 8 for this. Thank you. Okay, all right, okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so why didn't some of these evergreen ideas ever make it to the show? And you guys be my witness, okay? I'm coming in after a meditation.
I see you back there.
Okay,
I know you don't want to be a part of this, though.
Okay, no, we're not pulling him up. I thought he was building a ship somewhere. Somebody told me JD's building ships. I said, where does he get a hold of the ships? Where are they? I haven't even heard of a ship, but in a novel. Where is like a ship? You know what I mean?
A seaport.
I've seen a canoe. You know, I'm not that close minded. I've seen a paddle boat occasionally, but a ship? I'm going, where's the ship? In New York. Anyway, I don't know if you squash these or JD squash these.
I'll let you know.
Okay. You wanted games. You said we're doing a bit of a game show. We'll take a call after one of these. Okay? I pitch very simply, one of these needles has heroin in it. The others are just regular IV.
Yeah. I believe I explained to you after that in private that my best friend growing up died of a heroin overdose.
But we wouldn't kill somebody. We'd do a little bit.
And also, Robby, to back you up, when Noah pitched one of these brownies as weed,
Yes.
we did it. So it feels like...
so that's why I did it. You said, well, I want ideas like that. So I gave you ideas like that.
So you took Noah's weed idea and blew it out
With
to heroin.
I think it's a little dangerous.
It didn't even have
more
the
dangerous.
helicopter element.
No, because who wants to travel? Thank you, Murph. We got a dyke on the line.
Yes, true.
Yes, thank you. Well, addicts like this idea. They deserve television too.
That's a 2 out of 3 chance. 2 out of 3 chance. I don't
They
get
don't deserve a television show. Like, talk about exclusionary and white feminism.
We got 9 minutes. I've reminded you.
There's a dyke. You want to speak over a woman on the line, or you want to let her speak?
I'm trying to help you.
Okay, is there a lesbian on the line?
You gotta say which one.
Okay, Danny or Scarlett?
You have to pick one.
Scarlett. Scarlett.
Scarlett in Dallas, welcome to the show.
Scarlett.
Yes.
How are you, my dyke?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Good. How good of a job am I doing? Have you been watching?
It's amazing. I'm loving it.
Oh, thank you.
Tepid applause.
Okay, without his glasses, I can't even look at him. Okay, Scarlett, what is your problem?
So my problem is today at work, I was wearing a pin on my blazer that said soft butch, and I still got hit on by like 3 different guys.
Are you really
So
hot?
how do I get straight men
What?
to leave me alone?
I'm sorry.
Did you ask if I'm hot?
Yeah, like why were you like? Do guys? If you're a soft butch, do they know you? Do you look like a lesbian like me or not?
It depends on the day.
Because soft butch, by the way, do you self-identify as a soft butch?
I do, but other people tend to tell me that I'm a femme.
Okay, you know what? It's really like if you're femme, and if you're a soft butch like me, I have to look like this every day. So guys are not hitting, I don't exactly look welcoming.
I try not to look welcoming.
Well, you don't have to not look welcoming. It's just my face. Okay, so anyway, what's the predicament? There you are in your summer dress and your pin, and you're hit on by 3 guys. What's your question? You want to not be hit on by them?
Yeah, how do I get straight
By
men
the
to
way,
take
where do you
the
work?
hint?
You are so standoffish.
This is my call-in. Okay, where do you work?
I work at a really weird luxury bookstore.
A luxury bookstore. I mean, that's like to even have a category of a bookstore in 2019 is like crazy. Okay, so fine, and you don't want to get hit on. You could have a pin that says, "Don't hit on me."
Do you think that would work?
I think that would work if it was a big pin. Put one on the back too. Put one on the back, put one on the front, and the other pin should say, "I'll call the police." Is that good advice? You have one pin on one side.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. And depending what you're wearing, hopefully you have room for all these pins.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, good. You get yourself a nice sweater, like a soft butchy. You can go to Uniqlo.
You're responsible for ending the calls and moving on to the next one.
I'm enjoying Scarlett. Scarlett, get those pins made. They'll be worth every penny. Thank you. Okay, back to some ideas that somehow didn't make the show. Okay. Oh, you wanted us to blow up. Gethard was very big about going viral.
Oh. Is that true?
He said
she was big about going viral.
Okay, so you had. So I came in. Another great. I called it the viral show. We all get a small virus. Now, I'm not talking AIDS. I said like a flu or a cold, something 1 or 2 days, you're out. Obviously, we'd all need the time off. There was some complications work-related with the time off.
I don't think this one even made it to my desk. I think people convinced you don't even bother.
Well, you know what? I think JD liked it, so. Okay, and then, this was.
He's shaking his head no.
This was one of your favorites. If you had to eat shit, how would you prepare it?
I did like that one. But the network was not going to let us.
I say on toast, right? If you have
to. You did always say on toast.
You have to because you burn the toast.
I forget what I said.
I think you wanted to spread on a bagel. You wanted all kinds.
Yeah,
you wanted with a stick. He wanted like charcuterie.
I said I would put it on something that normally involves Nutella, so psychologically I could convince myself it was Nutella. That's what I did.
Wow. Nicole, what did you say?
I never answered any of these questions.
Yes, you did.
I sat next to you and it always went the other way around the room.
The day that we all actually answered when she forced us, which relative would you fucking want?
I didn't answer.
How sad was that day? How grim was that?
Drew said his 14-year-old cousin.
No,
so
he
anyway, he
didn't.
did. Okay. He did. Nicole, did he?
He did not.
We have a new
He
panel
did
member,
not.
Daniel.
I
If you had
honestly
to eat
thought
shit.
at the Holocaust jokes that a line was crossed, and then it went to the mystery heroin needle, and now it's literally eating human waste. But so I hope I don't have to answer.
Well, no,
'cause
you don't
I
have to, but it would be so
don't
great
really.
for the... Like, Daniel, let's say you had to eat it. You're in dark times.
He just said he felt like you crossed the line 35 minutes ago.
Okay, so do you not have an idea of how you would eat it?
It would be like some kind of dim sum situation.
Wow!
Just say,
Wow! Classy! That's really classy.
Yeah, good. The right mouthfeel, a good flavor medley.
Oh, why'd you keep going? You got applause.
Rob, how would you eat it?
Rewind.
Just raw, just straight,
Straight from the
down the
can.
hatch. Yep.
Straight from the can. No pun intended.
Robbie, I've told you about 30 times. It ends when that hits 58, so 2 minutes to go.
No, excuse me. I have more show. They said we could go over. Okay, I have one. Okay, first of all, if anybody, here was something that I felt Gethard Show didn't provide that it could have. I obviously moved from California for 6 months, and I had to do laundry.
Laundry, yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, people have to
are
do
doing
their
laundry.
Yes.
So I got in trouble. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if this is anti-Semitic for real. But I would go around and ask for change for quarters to do my laundry. And I got reprimanded for this. I would have a 5. But it's hard to collect quarters. Stores don't want to give you a quarter. He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire.
You were supposed to be working.
A millionaire without quarters, please. It's not a great look, is it? It's not a great look, is it? Okay, well, we're running out of time. So that was the show. Was it not better than anything he ever hosted? I now proclaim, Gethard, hop heads, 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 hop heads. Thank you, Daniel Totsky. Thank you, Nicole. Connor, how's the plan? Hop heads, we're gonna throw to the band.
Thank you to Titans. Thank you to Merv.
Timeless.
I'm tired of sitting around the house. I'm tired of sitting around the house. And it's yours or mine. And everybody wants to waste mine.